we put it through the worst.
Welcome in, everybody, to the Booty Scoot Racing channel, live here on the TikTok platform, then located on over to the YouTube page. We're getting ready to go racing here tonight at the Rock, aka Rockingham Speedway, for the Madness Racing League Xfinity Series Season 3, race number 2, around this 1.04 mile length D-shaped asphalt oval here in Rockingham, North Carolina. Things are getting ready to get wicked here tonight for race number 2 here. The battle at the Rock. Guys are out on the racetrack getting locked and loaded. You hear them in your background. You're watching the MRL. That's the Madness Racing League Xfinity Series Season 3. Looks like we got about 14 cars, 15 cars settled out here tonight to battle on out here at the Rockingham Speedway. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll pull up the practice board right now. This is currently how they shake out on the practice session. John Michael Bryant, currently fastest in practice here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. You're getting a live look at a sold-out crowd here tonight that have packed out the Rockingham Speedway. Ladies and gentlemen, the Rock is back, and they have invited the Madness Racing League here tonight to go racing. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure, if you have not, head on out to the front stretch to go grab yourself some fan gear, some of your favorite drivers. Hat, shirt, t-shirt combos, whatever you want to call it. These guys are dialing in these race cars here on the back half of the practice session. We're moments away from over to the qualifying. You get 2 laps here tonight around the Rockhams. Look at this campground back there. Sold out crowd, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like the white flag is getting ready to fly in the air here for the Madness Racing League practice session. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are new here, we are gladly appreciating you are tuning out here to Rockin 120 at the Rockingham Speedway. We'll bring up the remaining schedule here as we continue to pick off the remaining season for the Rockingham Speedway. Ladies and gentlemen, 2 weeks from now, we're headed on over to the Talladega Super Speedway. And best believe it, a lot of beer is going to get drank and tons of titties are going to be seen. You best believe it. Ladies and gentlemen, they were headed back to Charlotte for the Roval here for the Madness Racing League Xfinity Series. It should be a damn good show as you guys continue to watch around the drone cam here. Down there goes the First Health Infield Care Center. Ladies and gentlemen, the garage passes were sold out here for the Madness Racing League. Looks like we're just moments away for the ending of tonight's practice session. Ladies and gentlemen, the white flag is in the air by Peter the Base Car. You see it right there, indicating to us that we are getting ready to qualify here tonight. Lock and load the grid for the Rockin 120 live here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll kill the music just a tad bit here. Who's going to be lucky contestant number 1 to hit the road, Jack, as they would say back in the old time days? Ladies and gentlemen, getting ready to find out here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Qualifying session is in the book. There goes the boogeyman, John Michael Bryant, as he's ready to turn a lap, Here comes the number 23 machine, fastest in practice. He'll pull out on the racetrack here tonight to kick off the qualifying session for the Rockin 120. And John Michael Bryant is up and through the gears here down the back straightaway. That's Thunder Alley. That's what we'll refer it to all night long. John Michael Bryant from Greer, South Carolina. Been to victory lane here on the Madness Racing League. It's been a while, but looking to change that here tonight. He'll come on the clock for the qualifying session. John Michael Bryant down into the middle, the bottom side of turns 1 and 2 will get a little bit tight. Have to come up off the gas. Off of turn 2, down the back straightaway goes John Michael Bryant in this number 23 Toyota Supra. 2 laps here tonight in the qualifying session, so John Michael Bryant will come across the line this time around, and he will see the white flag for his qualifying session. He'll like to take it down to the bottom side of the racetrack, and here comes the Gorilla Mine number 23 Supra up to the top of the wall, and he'll hit it, and that'll cancel out his lap here tonight. Here's the number 7 Saline Ford Mustang from Pelzer, South Carolina, of Travo Wall, the champion, number 7. Oh, big loose through the corner. Hold on to it, big guy. Travo Wall, big loose through there the corner, and he's able to hold on to the race car. Travo Wall going to eat some time here on the qualifying half. Have to bring it down onto the bottom side of the racetrack. Travo Wall trying his damage here through 3 and 4. You're riding out the front bumper of the number 7 Saline Ford Mustang as Travo Wall comes across the line. P5 on the board. Braden Rickenbog from Greenville, South Carolina. The Milwaukee number 24 AC Racing Chevy has completed his lap. Here comes the number 02 FBM Motorsports Toyota Supra from Wilford, South Carolina. That's the kid of Nicholas Maynard as he heads into turns 3 and 4. The kid won a race season 2 at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. He's up and through the gears now. Big Loose coming across the line at the Rockingham Speedway for the Rockin 120 live here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We're getting these guys locked and loaded, qualified on the grid. It's showtime. Chase Johnson jumps up there to the P3. Now P4 spot. It's Jerry Powers, the second, rolls up to the second place spot. You know how we'll do it, ladies and gentlemen. One lap apiece. And we'll flip it on over, ladies and gentlemen. Your favorite driver, Terry Hughes Jr. in the field tonight as Nicholas Maynard works off turns 3 and 4. And back across the front stretch here to finish his first lap. Where will he pose? P6 on the board. The number 81 from Troy, Alabama, part-timer Ford Mustang, Terry Hughes Jr. down the back straightaway here at Thunder Alley. The Rockingham Speedway into turn 3 and 4. The Red Bull number 81 had to step away here. U.S. Navy veteran, had to put in some work here on the battlefield. Coming across the line now, Terry Hughes will rise up to the P6 spot. Here comes the number 66 Xfinity car of Neil Rutt III from Union Beach, New Jersey. The board weight number 66 down on the bottom side of the racetrack there. Gripped up really well through turns 1 and 2, heading down Thunder Alley down the back straightaway. It's Neil Rutt III, a modified driver at the Wall Stadium about Monday through Friday, whenever he really gets the chance out there to get racing. Here comes the number 66 of Neil Rutt III. He'll head across the line. Where will he post? P6 on the board. So P6 on the board for Neil Rutt III as Terry Hughes Jr. rounds out his lap. He will come out, and Everett Larson is parked down there on the pit lane, as well as John Michael Bryan, and that will do it for the qualifying session here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We are getting ready to go racing here momentarily. Stick around here, ladies and gentlemen. The qualifying session is in the books. Looks like we got the results all ready to go for you. On the pole here tonight for the Madness Racing League will be the number 9 Dr. Pepper Machine of Coleman, Alabama's Ty Robertson. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ready to go racing here at the Rockingham Speedway. You have it however you like here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Ladies and gentlemen, got a couple of guys not in the field here from season 1 that you've seen, but we're getting ready to go racing. The drivers are locked in, loaded inside of these race cars as the Jets fly over the Thunder Alley. Here on the back straightaway, the Rock is back, and so is the Madness Racing League. We're moments away from the driver introduction portion. Parts up tonight. Stick around. You don't want to go nowhere. Let's get ready to go racing here, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like Peter the Pace car has just hopped inside of his big jacked up dually truck. Here we go. So, ladies and gentlemen, here will go your front 6 rows tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channels. The Rockin 120 here at the Rockingham Speedway. Ty Robertson on the front row with Jerry Powers, followed by Corey Tessner and Chase Johnson, two Chase Johnson racing teammates. James Fountain, Neil Rutt III, Nicholas Maynard, Terry Hughes Jr., Everett Larson, John Michael Bryant, Trevor Wall, and Braden Rickenbog. Ladies and gentlemen, I think it's time we get down on the racetrack, get you introduced to your drivers. As some of these guys have yet to fill in some spots here vacant on the field. The pole sitter number 9 is out on the racetrack. Got a couple beautiful scheme here. Look at the packed outhouse here at the Rockingham Speedway. If you wanted a ticket, you better grabbed it back in season 2, and these things were on sale. Ladies and gentlemen, it looks like we're waiting on 2 more drivers, and we'll get it kicked off here. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's theys, them, what? It is 2025, and it is none of my business to judge you. Halloween right around the corner. Looks like Chase Johnson Racing got some spooky schemes out on the racetrack. Ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ready to head out racing here tonight. On the pole, driver of the number 9, Dr. Pepper Cherry Chevy Camaro from Coleman, Alabama. That's Ty Robertson. Starting on the outside pole, driving the Zen number 99 Chevy Camaro from Park Ridge, New Jersey. That's Jerry Powers. Starting on the second row inside, driving the Chase Johnson Racing Maccabee Auto Services. Number 8, that's Corey Tesner. And on the outside of him, driving the number, should be 5, but it's number 24 here tonight from Greer, South Carolina. That's Chase Johnson. And on the inside of him, driving the number 24, Twins Grading Halloween Chevy Camaro. That's James Fountain. And on the outside of him, driving the number, well, behind him, driving the number 02, Dex Imaging Wabash Toyota Supra from Wilford, South Carolina. That's the kid of Nicholas Maynard. On the outside of him tonight, driving the number 66 Boardwick Race Engines Xfinity Chevy Camaro from Union Beach, New Jersey. That's the real deal, Neil Rutt III. And on the bottom side of him, driving the 01 Stacking Pennies Podcast, number 01 Camaro, that's Everett Larson. Back out here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, driving the Red Bull Powertrains Ford Mustang from Troy, Alabama. That's Terry Hughes Jr. Driving the number 7 Saline Ford Mustang from Pelzer, South Carolina, ready to shake, rattle, and roll. That's going to be Travo Wall. Driving the number 23 Gorilla Mine Toyota Supra from Greer, South Carolina. That's your mom's favorite driver, John Michael Bryant. And on the inside of him, driving the Moza number 25 Snap-on Chevy Camaro from East Windsor. That's Sean Williams. And on the outside of him, driving the number 24 Milwaukee Dr. Pepper AC Racing Chevy Camaro from Greenville, South Carolina. That's Braden Rickenbach. Driving the number 16 Paint House Custom Schemes Toyota Supra from Tempe, Arizona. That's the 25-year-old of Blake Hochschild. On the inside of him, that's the Sands Collection LLC Matco Tools number 10 Chevy Camaro from Blue Ridge, South Carolina of Cameron Sands. And that'll rack out the rest of the field here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We are moments away from dropping the green flag. Looks like the lights will go off on top of the base car. This time around, we're getting ready to go rocking here at the Rockingham Speedway. You name it how you like it. It's the Rockin 120. Ty Robertson's on the pole. 15 cars line out this mile D-shaped oval that hasn't been paved in over 30 years. These guys are going to have their hands full here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. See if we can't get the keys of the race up for you before we head on down the back straightaway on the Thunder Alley, heading towards the green flag. You see it, you like it, you love it. 3 sets of tires for 120 laps. No fast repairs. Manage those good years. Make those adjustments when necessary. Rally to points if you were back and missed the race 2 weeks ago. Ladies and gentlemen, Peter the Pace Car, get the lights off, hanging that left this time around. You're watching the Booty Scoot Racing channel live here for the iRacing platform for the Madness Racing League Xfinity Series live here at the Rockingham Speedway. Ladies and gentlemen, the green flag's going to fly this time around when Peter hangs that big old left. It's going to be all in the hands of Ty Robertson in the number 9 Dr. Pepper Chevy Camaro. Looks like we'll take one more lap here around the Rockingham Speedway. So Peter the Pace Car just don't want to come off of the racetrack here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. 120 laps around Rockingham. A beautiful day to go racing. 92 degrees out here on the racetrack here. That's the track surface. Who is going to make things shake here tonight and find their way on the victory lane? Look at this packed out turn 2. This safer barrier right here is going to be the topic of the night. You see how it abruptly comes to an end. How many race cars will the Rockingham eat up tonight, ladies and gentlemen? Peter does have the lights off on the pace car this time around, indicating to us that we are getting ready to go racing. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the iRacing platform, located on only PC, only Steam. You have to have the wheels and pedals if you want to be out here tonight. Ty Robertson on the pole here for the Madness Racing League from Coleman, Alabama. We're getting ready to go racing. This time around, Peter the Pace Car hands it on over to Freddie the Flagman. You're watching the Rockin 120 live here for the Madness Racing League. Ty Robertson bails out from behind Peter the Pace Car, and green flag flies here at the Rockingham Speedway. We're racing in the rock. Splitting laps here at the Rockingham Speedway for the Madness Racing League Xfinity Series. The first time these guys have seen the Rockingham for the Xfinity Series, if I am not mistaken. Here comes the number 66. He'll go door to door. The number 02 down the back straightaway. He'll be a bow tie on the outside, a Toyota Supra on the inside. And here comes the number 81 Ford Blue Oval of Terry Hughes Jr. These guys are really going to have to hold on to these race cars all night long. Talked to a couple of these drivers before tonight's event started and asked them how they really felt about coming into tonight. Everybody looking to get single file, looks like right now, as James Fallon works the inside of the number 02 here, as he can't make the pass, but here comes the number 23 of John Michael Bryant. The battle's on down the back straightaway. Nicholas Maynard sails up to the top side of the racetrack. Terry Hughes Jr. goes down on the bottom. Neil Rutt the third follows. They'll be door to door off the exit of turn 3 and 4. Here comes the kid of Nicholas Maynard. Get a run to the back bumper of the number 24 of James Fallon. We're racing here at the Rockingham Speedway off the exit of turn 2. Everybody trying to keep it together. Ladies and gentlemen, look at these guys absolutely going at it, heading towards the entry of turn 3. Battles all over the racetrack right now. We're 5 laps into this mile racetrack, so the laps are going to be picking off left and right. You're going to have to follow it quickly. Jerry Powers, the race leader, down the back straightaway, heading down Thunder Alley into turns 3 and 4. Followed by Tyler Robertson in the number 9 machine. Corey Tesner follows in a third place spot. And it'll be Chase Johnson, Nicholas Maynard battling door to door here across the front stretch. And the FBM Motorsports Toyota Supra gets a run out up turn 4, down into turns 1 and 2, but Chase Johnson will battle back down here on the bottom side in this number 24 Chevy Camaro. Down the back straight away on Thunder Alley. James Fallon to collect the outside wall there. That would open up the door for Terry Hughes Jr. And we got a 4-way battle going on here, ladies and gentlemen. Sailing through turns 3 and 4. You're riding out the front nose of James Fallon. Getting you down and dirty here at the Rock as he rides behind his team owner, Chase Johnson. It's Neil Rutt III is looking to make something shake here. Braden Rickenbach works his way up here in the top 10 spot as he looks to work over the back bumper of the Toyota Supra of John Michael Bryant, heading down Thunder Alley into turn 3 and 4. Chase Johnson trying to work his way back into turns 1 and 2. The number 24, James Fallon, right behind him. This is the best battle we got on the racetrack right now, but Nicholas Maynard's catching the back end of Corey Riptide Tester. And Jerry Powers is starting to back it up here in the turns of 3 and 4. Check the keys of the race here tonight for the Rockin 120 live here in Rockingham, North Carolina. You've seen how it was supposed to be. Who's going to do those things and get it done right? John Michael Bryant down on the bottom side of the racetrack searching for a little bit of grip. That's really opened up the door to Neil Rutt here. It's Braden Rickenbach shoves on the inside of the number 66 Ford Chevy Camaro. And he'll make the pass down Thunder Alley down the back straightaway. And here comes Cameron Sands. He'll work all over the back bumper of Sean Williams. Get around him here. Everett Larson struggling with a tight race car. The 01 14-year-old says it is really tight out here right now. Not sure what is going on. We'll have to back it up here. Like he said, he was trying to save a little bit of Goodyear tire. Travo Wall coming in here. Travo Wall been doing this racing shit a long time from Pelzer, South Carolina. Was talking to Travo Wall in the garage area before the night started. He said his rock and roll racing Ford Mustang team had him a great piece here tonight. Said he attended the Rockingham race back in the early 90s when the Buicks and all that shit was out here on the racetrack. So he's seen the Rockingham Speedway, one of the few guys that actually have maybe turned some laps out here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. If you're new here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, looks like Nicholas Maynard's working around the number 8 of Corey Riptide Tesner as he's continuing to rip the top side of the racetrack. The kid's on a mission here, 11 laps into tonight's event. Back to what I was saying, if you are new here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, maybe just checking in, tuning in here for the first time through the TikTok platform, you're scrolling through the live streams, head on over to the YouTube page located on the top right portion of your screen, and you'll find all the previous past full races posted there, all in a playlist for you. We'd love to have you come on out, check us out. This is the iRacing platform. No lies. Free to join, free to race here from the Madness Racing League, but you got to buy a subscription in order to be out here on the racetrack, ladies and gentlemen. Heading back down here into turns 1 and 2 at the Rockingham Speedway, getting ready to head down Thunder Alley down the back straightaway. Jerry Powers has the race lead. John Michael Bryant really working the inside here of Terry Hughes Jr., the Ford Mustang on the outside. followed by the Toyota Supra on the inside. Ladies and gentlemen, these guys are putting on a ever-living show out here. John Michael Bryant's not caring about the Goodyear tires and how much rubber he has on them. Heading down Thunder Alley, back into turns 3 and 4. It's Powers, Robertson, Maynard down into 3. Heading across the line here, Ty Robertson to the number 9. Dr. Pepper Cherry Chevy Camaro has caught the back end of Jerry Powers, and Nicholas Maynard trying to find a piece through the contact as well. You're riding out the front splitter cam of the 0-2 of Nicholas Maynard. Here comes Chase Johnson on the inside of Corey Tessner. So the team owner will look to the inside here underneath the number 8 of Corey. Corey will have to try to make something shake here off the exit of turn 3 and 4. He'll get the gas down before the number 24 of Chase Johnson, and they'll battle back into turns 1 and 2. Corey Tessner, known to make things shake here, known to bump a couple people, get some cages rattled. Corey Tessner knows how to get to victory lane here. It's going to be Powers, Robertson, Maynard, the top 3 into 3 and 4. Nicholas Maynard continues to rip the top side of the racetrack. Everybody else trying to keep it down on the bottom. We'll get a huge run, looks like, to the back bumper of the number 9 of Ty Robertson. To slap the outside wall, though, coming down into turns 1 and 2. Looks like we got a couple more battles back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Terry Hughes Jr. just can't seem to shake around the number 66 of Neil Rutt III. Heading down Thunder Alley off the exit of turn 2 is going to be a big topic. Like I said, we were going to have to talk about all night long how many of these race cars will find that turn 2 exit. Ladies and gentlemen, the safer barrier comes to an abrupt end, kind of sticks out about 3-4 inches. Can really, can incriminate the right rear of these race cars. You see James Fountain, got to be real rough when you're coming out of there. Ladies and gentlemen, John Michael Brown looks like nobody else will hit it coming off the corner. The Boogeyman starting to get ran down here by the number 81 of Terry Hughes Jr., who's starting to work his way back up through the traffic. Neil Rutt III riding around in the 9th place spot right now from Union Beach, New Jersey. He's went back 3 spots here since the drop of the green flag. We're almost 20 laps in. 100 laps will be remaining, the next time around. Jerry Powers has the race lead, and he's been absolutely shaking and baking. And here comes Chase Johnson on the inside of the next MG number 02. FBM Motorsports Toyota Supra of Nicholas Maynard. They'll battle door to door through 3 and 4. Ladies and gentlemen, these guys just can't seem to shake each other, and I think that's the perfect time to break up the Rocking 120's first battle cam here tonight. 3-car battle here at the Rockingham Speedway between these 3 guys. Looks like it's going to be the battle for the 3rd place spot on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, where we're bringing up tonight's battle box. Chase Johnson will take the middle side. Corey Tessner will feed right behind him. Nicholas Maynard will tail to the upside. Jerry Powers has the race lead out of 3 and 4 over Ty Robertson. So we got about a 3-car lean battle here for the 3rd place spot. The 3rd place easily creeps up on 2nd place here in the turns 1 and 2. How hard are these guys overdriving, underdriving these race cars? Chase Johnson in a backup car here tonight in the number 24 machine. You see him right here driving behind the 02 machine of Nicholas Maynard. Chase Johnson suffered a significant crash during the practice session, which sent him home into the garage. And Chase Johnson didn't have quite what he needed here tonight, so he said he's going to have to try some things off the trailer here. This is tonight's battle cam here at the Rockingham Speedway. Heading off the exit of turn 2 down the back straightaway. Thunder Rally here in the Madness Racing League Xfinity Series. Race number 2 for season 3, ladies and gentlemen. Sailing around this beautiful racetrack that hasn't been paved in almost 30 years. So really, if you've been checking it out in real life, keeping up with NASCAR, it was just paved this year. But on the iRacing platform video game, it has yet to be paved and updated. James Fountain really starting to work in some time off the exit of turn 2 as Nicholas Maynard, Chase Johnson, Corey Tessner. That's James Fountain, 2 teammates. Chase Johnson and Corey Tessner riding out the backup car of Chase Johnson. He tries to run down the number 02 Toyota Supra Nicholas Maynard, but Jerry Powers has the whole business here. 25 laps complete. Next time around, ladies and gentlemen, we'll bring it back here from the battle cam onto the main broadcasting. If you'll stick around, we'll go up ahead and throw up our Madness Racing League first, fast and loud here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We're racing at the Rockingham Speedway live here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. For the Rockin 120, things are really starting to shake and bake throughout the field here. Jerry Powers III still holds on to the race lead, and his brand new sponsor in this number 99 Chevy Camaro, and he is brought Zen upon board from Park Ridge, New Jersey. He's been racing clean, driving mean with a Zen in between. That's going to be the new logo motto for the number 99. But right now, he's got some trouble out the back end here as he's getting challenged for the race lead, from Ty Robertson as Nicholas Maynard. Chase Johnson continue to work door to door back here. So battles all up here in the front row of the half of the field. 31 out of the scheduled 120. So about 89 laps to go on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, the Rockingham Speedway. The kid on the outside, Chase Johnson on the inside, and his number 24 backup machine. Chase Johnson said that this car is really, really tight. It's Chase Johnson, if you didn't check out the practice session before we came in, slammed hard, head on into the outside wall. Had to pull out the backup car off the trailer. Chase Johnson said that's really going to cost the team some money. And going into Talladega 2 weeks from now on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, that is not a spot that the number 5 machine wants to be in here, with having to probably pay some bills here in damage when we leave Talladega 2 weeks from now. But Ty Robertson works on the outside here. Breast cancer awareness on the Dr. Pepper number 9 machine as they work their way off the exit of turn 2, off the back straightaway, down Thunder Alley. Battle for the race lead is up and going here. Make sure you're slapping that like button, pressing that follow button, heading on over to the YouTube page. Things are shaking and baking at the Rockingham Speedway for the Rockin 120 live. For the Madness Racing League, Jerry Powers will take the race lead into turns 1 and 2 over the race leader, Jerry Powers, and Ty Robertson has what he wants down the back straightaway, heading into turns 3, flying through your living room. How are the tires holding up on the number 9 Dr. Pepper machine? He'll pop, no pun intended, a fresh one here as he leads his first lap here in the Madness Racing League Xfinity Series across the line. We got 4 guys that you could absolutely throw a blanket underneath for the race leader. That's 0-2 of Nicholas Maynard working over the number 24 backup car of Chase Johnson, who's supposed to be driving the number 5 machine, but wrecked his machine in practice. And Jerry Powers better pop in another Zen if he wants to get it up and going. We're 35 laps complete here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, and it looks like maybe the caution flag is flown. Caution flag is out here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for the number 81 of Terry Hughes Jr. We'll have to back that ass up for the instant replay and ride around with the Troy, Alabama driver, part of the 81 XI Racing Ford Mustang team ownership. We'll back it up here and take a look and see what the hell just happened. As we have a slow, give me just a second to bring up the replay for you folks. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Terry Hughes Jr. really slow off of turns 1 and 2. You see the smoke going up. We're getting ready to go. Back that ass up here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. You're riding with Terry Hughes Jr. He was racing with the number 7 of Travo Wall in the turns 1 and 2. Maybe just a quick checkup. Gets it to the number 7 of Travo Wall. Sends him up the racetrack. Travo Wall gets around Everett Larson. He's able to hold on to it, but unfortunately, it looks like Terry Hughes Jr. wasn't that fortunate. We'll back that ass up one more time, see if we can't ride out the onboard cam of Terry Hughes Jr. Maybe looks like he got in there a little bit too hot to the number 7. Definitely gets in there and tags the number 7 of Travo Wall, ships him up the racetrack. Huge contact to the outside wall as everybody's able to get down on the bottom side of the racetrack. Terry Hughes Jr. Some big damage to the number 81 Red Bull Ford Mustang. We're 35 laps complete into tonight's event. All of those underneath the green flag as Terry Hughes Jr. rolls down Thunder Alley with some damage. We'll head to commercial break and we'll be back in just a moment. Don't go nowhere.
Stay
Welcome back here to the Rockin 120 live here from the Rockingham Speedway. Busy pit road, I would imagine, here underneath the caution flag as cleanup works out of the exit of turns 1 and 2 for the number 81 of Terry Hughes Jr. Back in action here on the Madness Racing League. We are underneath the caution flag and see who's going to have the best pit cycle here tonight as Ty Robertson, the race leader, brings him down on the pit road. We'll have a busy one here. Everybody's going to have fabulous stops here, riding around with John Michael Bryant and a couple other of these folks. Here comes Corey Tesner. He'll pull in his box like it's going to be 4 fresh Goodyear tires for most of these guys. Looks like Nicholas Maynard's crew's hot the wall over here. So 4 fresh Goodyear tires, 2 cans of Sunoco Racing fuel for the number 02 of Nicholas Maynard. Ty Robertson still stuck down on here pit road, and he'll win the battle off pit road over Jerry Powers, Nicholas Maynard, James Fountain, Chase Johnson, Corey Tesner, Neil Rutt, John Michael Bryant over Blake Hochschild, followed by Travo Wall. Sean Williams will work his way out, followed by Braden Rickenbach. Terry Hughes Jr. still stuck down here trying to get some damage fixed, and here comes Cameron Sands on the number 10. Cameron Sands Enterprise Chevy Camaro. He'll work his way up and off of pit road. So, ladies and gentlemen, looks like the pit stops are complete here. Everett Larson will bring it back down on the pit road, and he will cycle through. Looks like he's probably going to lose a lap here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel, I would imagine. Ty Robertson's going to be the race lead, though, so he will redeem it. His number 9, Dr. Pepper Boys, will get him up and off of pit road in a blast, and he will redeem the race lead. Ladies and gentlemen, a all-new points format, brand-new playoff format here for the Madness Racing League. Xfinity Series Season 3. Ladies and gentlemen, I could never imagine us reaching 3 seasons, but we are here. Race number 2, getting ready to go racing this time around, it looks like, with double file behind Peter the pace car off the exit of turn 2, heading down Thunder Alley. Sold out crowd here for some awesome racing, and you see why. 35 laps underneath the green flag. You couldn't ask for any better. Ladies and gentlemen, Ty Robertson's going to be the race leader, along with Jerry Powers on the outside, just pretty much how it's been all day long. We're getting ready to go back racing here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, no lights here at the Rockingham Speedway, so we're going to have to get it done underneath the green flag condition. 2 overtimes for the Madness Racing League Xfinity Series if we need it. Peter the pace car is off on the pit road, and green flag is back in the air here on the Madness Racing League Xfinity Series. Great jump for the number 9, Dr. Pepper. Chevy Camaro down into turns 1 and 2. Nicholas Maynard will work right behind him with the number 99 on the outside of him. Chase Johnson in this number 24 CJR backup car on the outside wall, gets Jerry Powers. He'll slap the outside wall. Round goes James Fountain hard on the inside wall. Carson flag is out here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. Corey Tesner hard on the inside of the wall. James Fountain with a hellacious shot from the bottom top to the top side of the racetrack all the way down to the bottom. Caution flag flies immediately down the back straightaway here on Thunder Alley, and it looks like Rockingham may have struck here tonight against some of these drivers. We are gladly appreciating you guys tuning in, but the AMR safety crew is going to have a blast trying to clean this one up. We'll back that ass up here at the exit of turns 1 and 2 is where this one unfolded. James Fountain on the outside of Chase Johnson riding behind Jerry Powers. Looks like Jerry Powers gets ate up by the exit of turn 2, just like we talked about here tonight. James Fountain nowhere to go, slams hard on the inside wall to Corey Tesner. Travo Wall, unfortunate, has to run into that one as well. Corey Tesner tore up on the bottom side of the racetrack as well as James Fountain will back that ass up one more time. See if we can't ride out the front nose of Corey Tesner, an innocent bystander here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. Pancake sandwich down there to the opening off the exit of the backstretch pit road that is no longer in use here at the Rockingham Speedway. So we'll see how it unfolded off the exit of turn 2 here for Corey Tesner. So a huge shot here at the Rockingham Speedway to the number 24 of James Fountain. We'll back that ass up one more time and take a look and see what happens. Trying to still figure out what caused this. Did Jerry Powers just get loose or he get ate up out the exit of turn 2? But James Fountain is the one that's going to be going around here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. Corey Tesner, you're riding with him right here, just trying to miss the wreck, and then bam, hard on the inside wall. Damn, he'll take another shot there as well. So 2 big shots for Corey Tesner. James Fountain on the outside. 2 Chase Johnson racing cars absolutely destroyed here at the exit of turn 2 down the back straightaway into turn 3. The number 24 Twins grading machine is going to have to grade that thing in F. It's tore up here. Ladies and gentlemen, Ty Robertson will have the race lead. The kid will follow right behind him, followed by Chase Johnson, John Michael Bryant. We'll be back in just a moment. Don't go nowhere.
Can the V6-powered Nissan Frontier catch 600 pounds of cargo on the...
Welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Excuse me, I had the microphone moved behind my head. We are gladly sponsored by the NapDaddyRacingDesign.com. Head on over there today. Tell them the Madness Racing League sent you, get you a free, not a free paint scheme. See if they can hook you up with a nice price discount. Ladies and gentlemen, we're also supported by the TCW Trucking employee-owned company, presented to you from the Madness Racing League Xfinity Series Season 3. Ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ready to go back racing here. Here is the remaining schedule for the Madness Racing League's Xfinity Series Season 3. We're headed to Talladega 2 weeks from now. There's going to be plenty of beer drank and tons of titties shown. You want to make sure that you're sticking around there for 60 laps. It's going to come and go. Hopefully we can get some green flag pit stops. Hopefully we can get them there here tonight at the Rockingham Speedway. We're getting ready to go back racing. Looks like the battles. Lights are off on top of the pace car. Excuse me, I shall say 42 laps are complete here. They head down Thunder Alley, heading towards the entry of turn 3. Peter, the pace car, is going to be the race leader, as he refuses to pull off the racetrack at times. You never know when we're getting ready to go back racing. Here comes James Fountain working off the exit of turn 2 to catch the back half of the field. Ty Robertson's been putting on a show up here. He ran down Jerry Powers out of the race lead earlier, and his Dr. Pepper boys got him on and off of pit road. They're getting ready to head it back through the restart zone to bring them back green here for the Rocking 120. Ladies and gentlemen, green flags back in the air here at the Rockingham Speedway as they fly at the entry of turn 1. John Michael Bryant gets a great jump down there on the bottom side of the number 02 of Nicholas Spanner. They'll battle door to door down the exit of turn 2 and head down Thunder Alley. The battle for the race lead here in the turns 3 and 4. The number 9 Dr. Pepper Chevy Camaro up the middle side of the racetrack, and Nicholas Spanner will complete the pass for the race lead off the exit of turn 3 and 4 here at the Rockingham Speedway. 44 laps into tonight's event. We got a third race leader of tonight, and the next imaging number 02 FBM Toyota Supra heads down the back straightaway. It'll be Robertson, John Michael Bryant, Neil Rutt the third, and Blake Kochchild rounding out the top 5 as they head down into turns 3 and 4. Heading back across the line here, 45 laps complete out of the scheduled 120. Jerry Powers back out on the racetrack here after trying to get some damage fixing that number 99 Zen machine. James Fountain right behind him. Big accident off the exit of turn 2. What brought out the caution flag. We're back racing here at the Rockingham Speedway. We're rocking and sucking in the Rockin 120 as the number 24 machine up the racetrack there. That's Braden Reckenbog trying to run down the number 16 Toyota Supra of Blake Kochchild. Blake Kochchild, guys, if you're brand new here, get used to this name, Kochchild, as he has been beating on the back door of victory lane here recently on the Madness Racing League. It's any race now, and he will find himself there. Meanwhile, here comes the Boogeyman challenging hard for the second place spot over the number 9 Dr. Pepper machine of Ty Robertson. So the energy drink down on the bottom side, the sugary soda up top. Who's going to win this battle up across the front stretch here in front of the fans? Down into turn 1 here at the Rockingham Speedway. The Boogeyman back down on the bottom side of the racetrack. the boogeyman, your mom's favorite driver, that Toyota Supra, Braden Rickenbach. What a big save down the exit of turn 2. What a huge save there for the number 24 machine of Braden Rickenbach at the re-entry on the entry of turn 3. Ladies and gentlemen, Braden Rickenbach says you guys have loosened this race car 12 notches too much than I can drive. Braden Rickenbach really struggling here on the back half of this Milwaukee number 24. Braden Rickenbach went and got 4 fresh Goodyear tires underneath the pit stop there when the caution flag flies up and moving. As Chase Johnson loses another spot here in the top 5 to the number 66 of Neil Rutt. So it'll be the kid of Nicholas Maynard heading off into turn 1 and 2 at the Rockingham Speedway, followed by Ty Robertson, John Michael Bryant, Neil Rutt the third. Chase Johnson is how they'll roll off the exit of turn 2 down the back alley on the Thunder Alley, off the exit of turn 2. John Michael Bryant trying to get back to this left rear quarter panel of the number 9 of Ty Robertson. Just can't quite get there. You're riding on board with your mom's favorite driver and tell her to go ahead and pack up the cooler. You got another one coming for you. It looks like here comes Terry Hughes Jr. down on the bottom side of the racetrack. He's either getting out of the way for the field or Terry Hughes Jr. trying to bring it down on the pit road here in Rockingham. Terry Hughes Jr. says, I am just trying to get out of the way for these guys. I do not want to run anybody over. James Fountain back down into his stall. They are going to try to work on this number 24 machine before coming back out on the racetrack. Trevor Wallace climbed from his race car. Nicholas Maynard has the race lead heading down into turns 3 and 4. You're riding out the front nose of the race leader of Nicholas Maynard. He elects to take the top side of the racetrack off the exit of turn 3 and 4. Ty Robertson, have to check the lap times in here this time around. A 24.77 for Ty Robertson to the race leader's 24.80. So Ty Robertson, big fast here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. But John Michael Bryant's got the fastest lap on the racetrack that last time around. And it's showing down here in the 3 and 4, but Neil Rutt the third will not be denied down on the bottom side of the racetrack. Neil Rutt the third will look to try the bottom side around the number 23 of John Michael Bryant, and it looks like it'll be successful out on the back straightaway, heading down Thunder Alley to turn 3 and 4. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Jerry Powers the third and Cameron Sands battling it out back here for looks like going to be the 12th and 14th place spot. Jerry Powers battling it out for the 8th place spot. Big contact to the outside wall brought out the only caution flag we have up to this point. The second caution flag we have up to this point. 54 laps are complete here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel live here at the Rockingham Speedway. The kid rolls to the top side of the racetrack. Ty Robertson takes it back down to the bottom side. Neil Rutt the third just trying to pick a lane. Pick and choose here at Rockingham. Wherever they go, you try to go opposite. One goes to the top, you go to the bottom. It's Ty Robertson. You see him there trying to hold on to this bottom pack of the race, bottom line here at the Rockingham Speedway. He's cut into the lead of the number 02 of Nicholas Maynard. But John Michael Bryant and Chase Johnson have joined the chat. No pun intended here live on TikTok. Then post it over to the YouTube page. We would gladly appreciate it if you head on over there and check us out. Ladies and gentlemen, 56 laps are complete here at the Rocking 120. Heading down into turns 1 and 2 here at the Rockingham Speedway. Off the exit of turn 2, we got battles all over the racetrack. It's anybody's ball game if you really think about it. John Michael Bryant's nipping at the race lead here. He just ran a 24.92. The kid of Nicholas Maynard run a 24.95. So not much. Ty Robertson a 25.02. So you see them starting to back up here. They're starting to come back into a little light here. We got lap traffic coming in. Bob Terry Hughes Jr. gets up and out of the way on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. So traffic. That was the key of the race. How were you going to manage it? The number 02 is able to get through the number 81 of Terry Hughes Jr. that time around, working off the exit of turn 3 and 4, back down into turns 1 and 2. Heading down Thunder Alley here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Ty Robertson's got some company over the back bumper of that Dr. Pepper number 9 machine of Neil Rutt the third. This might be the battle for the race lead here soon as Nicholas Maynard starting to cut up backwards. The kid of Nicholas Maynard said, I am losing time. I have no idea why. It's starting to feel like it's sputtering here heading into turns 1 and 2. It's only when the Left side becomes light, and I load it to the banking. I'm not sure what is going on here. So do we have some problems for the race leader? The lead is starting to become slim as he takes the top side of the racetrack through 3 and 4. Ty Robertson, Neil Rutt the third, and Chase Johnson have joined the party here at the Rockingham Speedway. The halfway point this time around, ladies and gentlemen, 60 laps to go here at the Rock. Ladies and gentlemen, we are glad that the Rockingham Speedway called the Madness Racing League, the Booty Scoot Racing channel, to bring you some action here at this racetrack. Remember the truck race here for the Madness Racing League TNA Truck Series. Saw Nicholas Maynard, similar site, lead 96 laps of the scheduled 100 that night. I remember that quite well. He's in business here tonight, so the Rockingham Speedway being kind to Nicholas Maynard. Off the exit of turn 2, though, we got a 4-way battle possibly for the race lead here into the entry of turns 3 and 4. How will these guys elect to play it off the exit of turn 3 down into turn 4? We'll check lap times this time around. The kid comes across the line, followed by Ty Robertson, Neil Rutt the third, and Chase Johnson into turns 3 and 4. The kid stuck on the outside of the racetrack. He'll hit the outside wall. A huge shot to the outside wall down the bottom side. Caution flag is down here. The kid down on the bottom side. From the race lead down on the inside wall, the kid comes down. The throttle is stuck in the number 02. We'll back that ass up from the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Caution flag here for the 02 of Nicholas Maynard from the race lead. No, we were just talking about how much of a performance this race lead was getting ready to come down to. The kid off the exit of turn 1 and 2 up in smoke. We seen him slap the outside wall going into the entry of turn 1. We just talked about it about 3-4 laps ago. He come over the radio, said that it was starting not to feel right into turn 1. We'll see if we can't ride on board with the kid. Take a listen here and see what the hell just happened to the race leader here at the Rockingham Speedway. The throttle's hung on the number 02. We'll back that ass up here. See if I can't pull up some SMT data for the number 02 of Nicholas Maynard. This should tell us exactly what went wrong at this Toyota Supra going into the entry of turn 1 and 2. We'll ride on board here. You should be able to see Nicholas Maynard's telemetry down here. I've been trying to program this for every single driver over the course of the season. Let's take a look and see what happened. So it looks like he just off of the gas is just stuck wide open, and the kid trying to get off of the racetrack slaps the outside wall down on the bottom side of the racetrack. Just a disaster here from the race lead for this Toyota Supra FBM team, hard on the inside wall. So the throttle stuck on the number 02 of Nicholas Maynard. Have to bring it down on the pit road. You hear it still going down here on pit road. So, ladies and gentlemen, the caution flag is flown for the race leader. Peter the pace car is out on the racetrack. Ty Robertson will redeem the race lead. And listening into this radio, he says, not knowing what the hell just happened. What is going on here at Thunder Valley, the Rockingham Speedway? We'll be back in just a moment for the Rockin 120. Don't go nowhere. Welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We got a busy pit road here at the Rockingham Speedway as cleanup continues off the exit of turn 4 and across the front stretch back down here into turns 1, where we went underneath the caution flag for that number 02 green Toyota Supra right there as these guys slide into the box. Ty Robertson's team's going to take 4 fresh Goodyear tires, 2 cans of Sunoco Racing fuel, and Jerry Powers the second will do the same as well. Excuse me, as I did not mean to jump in and out here, ladies and gentlemen. About a little bit of a connection issue. Ty Robertson will beat Neil Rutt off of pit road. No, give it to Neil Rutt in the number 66. His boys will get him across the line and get out in front of Neil Rutt. John Michael Bryan will win the battle over Sean Williams, Everett Larson, Braden Rickenbach, Jerry Powers up and off of pit road. Now Terry Hughes Jr. will cycle back around to get this number 81 worked on. So the kid of Nicholas Maynard brings out the caution flag. Looks like the throttle hung going into turn 1 from the race lead. He'll climb out for that number 02 Toyota Supra, and that'll end his day. So if you're just tuning in here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for the Rockingham Speedway Rocking 120, this is the number 24 machine on the racetrack here, but regularly it's the number 5 of Chase Johnson. Chase Johnson wrecked his race car in the practice session, had to go to the hauler and bring out a backup car. So Chase Johnson driving the number 24 backup of James Fountain's machine if things were to go wrong for the number 24. So Chase Johnson got things already up to his advantage, his unadvantage. He'll stay out here underneath the caution flag, so maybe trying to try a little bit something different for the Chase Johnson racing team. Keep knocking on heaven's door. How about knocking on Victory Lane's door? Blake Hochschild has been stupid fast here recently on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for this Madness Racing League. Any event that they put on, Blake Hochschild has yet to go to Victory Lane, but he is on edge here of coming so close to finding it. Ladies and gentlemen, Peter the Pace car should hang that left on the pit road, and we should be back to racing this time around. It's going to be in the hands of Chase Johnson. Green flag is back flying here at the Rockingham Speedway, and we're back racing in the Rockin' 120. Terry Hughes Jr. tore up big time down the back straightaway in that number 81 blue and yellow Red Bull machine. We got less than half the race to go. About 53 laps remain here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, live here in Rockingham, North Carolina. And it is anybody's ball games. The battle's on down the Thunder Alley here at Rockingham. And the number 16 Paint House Toyota Supra will jump from the second place spot and fall back down to the sixth place spot. Not sure what's going on with this number 16 Toyota Supra. Was able to catch up to the number 16 earlier, Blake Hochschild, and talked to him before the pre-race ceremonies. And he said if these guys could just give him some decent pit stops all day, he would do the rest. He's being challenged by the number 25 of Sean Williams, who's out here in his spooky number 25 Mozart machine. Meanwhile, here comes the number 7 of Travel Wall trying to join the picture. Blake Hochschild has been knocking on the door of Victory Lane here recently, but just hasn't had enough speed to close the races. Meanwhile, Chase Johnson has got under attack here for the race lead. Neil Rutt III will get around Chase Johnson, and he'll have the race lead down Thunder Alley heading into turn 3. To the top side of the racetrack will go Neil Rutt III. That's the real deal, showing you why he's that, heading off the exit of turn 4. Across the line, Neil Rutt III leading some laps here in the Madness Racing League. Neil Rutt III, you wonder why you've heard it before, Madness Racing League, turned I-85 asphalt modified driver. Ladies and gentlemen, Neil Rutt III participating now on 3 different series here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel that I could imagine. A modified driver during the week Monday through Friday at the Wall Stadium in New Jersey. Neil Rutt III is got his Kyle Petty line on right now to the top of the racetrack. Cut it back down like old school Bristol off the exit of turn 2. He's got some work here to do. We got less than 50 laps to go. Ty Robertson, the 22-year-old Diet Dr. Pepper, breast cancer awareness number 9 machine, is known for saving tires. That's what he does. You're riding out the front nose of the Dr. Pepper Camaro. Really lifting early down into turns 1 and 2. We see we can't bring up any kind of driver inputs for Ty Robertson. We got his telemetry line up here. It looks like he just slapped a pothole or something there. Something happened. I'll bring up the dashboard for Ty Robertson. You can see how fast how really well he's able to carry speed here. I know you guys probably can't see that, so I will bring and take that away. I'll bring it back up when we bring up the next battle box. Ladies and gentlemen, my apologies here. Everett Larson in this Stacking Pennies podcast, number 01. Chevy Camaro heading down the back straightaway. Talking to Everett Larson as well today. Ladies and gentlemen, Everett Larson, former Team Ford employee turned Chevy this season for Season 3 in the Madness Racing League. Everett Larson has been to victory lane here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, I believe twice now. One of those being at the Texas Motor Speedway. Everett Larson told me that really, whenever he gets the chance, he would be out here each and every single time. We've seen him fill in a couple spots out in the All Out Dirt Tour in the Super Late Model Division for the Dirt program ran here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. So Everett Larson, a jack of all trades, but a master of none. The Stack of Pennies podcast number 01, though, put down some burner of a lap right now, trying to hold off the number 23 Supra of John Michael Bryant. Your mom's favorite driver will continue running our way down through the field here. The Boogeyman tries to get around the number 01. A little bit of contact made there in the turns 3 and 4 from John Michael Bryant. John Michael Bryant down and dirty here across the front stretch. He'll get the run off the exit of turn 3 and 4. And Everett Larson's got some company into turn 1. Sean Williams just looking out the front windshield, seeing these two guys battling out in front of him at the pick a line. He'll jump up here behind the Boogeyman. And this Creek Water Whiskey number 23 Toyota Supra. Everett Larson deep into turn 3 and 4 right there. John Michael Bryant trying to take it up to the boards, but just can't get the race car to stick to quite like how he wants it. He'll have to try to hold on for it. Neil Rutt the third is holding on to the race lead, though. He's holding on quite well, actually. Look at that race car. No bubble or none of that out of turn 2. The tricky exit we were talking about. Neil Rutt in turns 1 and 2 running that Kyle Petty line, really trying to get it arced up into turns 1 and back down the racetrack off the exit of turn 2. We'll check Neil Rutt the third out right here, the real deal. And this is Boardwick number 66 getting down and dirty here in Rockingham. And Ty Robertson trying to set on a mission here and run down the number 66. They're catching some lap traffic. That looks like maybe the number 99 of Jerry Powers is caught up to the number 24 of Braden Rickenbach. Braden Rickenbach is a lap down here. So we'll see how Braden Rickenbach, the lap traffic guy, won't cut the lead lap guy of Jerry Powers any sort of kind of break, and it should be that way. 80 laps complete this time around for Neil Rutt the third as he heads down Thunder Alley here at the Rockingham Speedway. This will be your battle for the third, fourth, and fifth place spot as John Michael Bryant finally gets around the little guy of Everett Larson. Everett Larson trying to save a little bit of Goodyear rubber is what he'll tell his crew chief. Sean Williams says, man, watching these guys battle makes me not even want to push. Sean Williams will take it up to the boards here through turns 1 and 2, arc it back down off the exit of turn 2. He'll get the run to the back bumper of the 01 of Everett Larson, diving down into turns 3 and 4. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching the Madness Racing League Xfinity Series Season 3, race number 2, live here from the Rockingham Speedway. Wishing you a happy Halloween, because we won't have another race before then. Neil Rutt the third is going to be your race leader. And nothing gets more spookier than loud V8 engines roaring right through your living room. We'll kick it down here on the racetrack. We got less than 40 laps to go for the night's final. Madness Racing League, fast and loud. The more you slap that like button, the louder it'll get. Welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Welcome. And thank you for sticking around through the Madness Racing League final fast and loud here tonight. Couple things that I noticed out. Don't know if you pointed and noticed it out. Terry Jr. bringing it out on the pit road. And that engine just sounded sour out of that number 81 Ford Mustang. Terry Hughes Jr. had to go part-time to come back full-time to pull it out on the pit road this time around. They'll continue to try to fix this number 81 machine. It's going to be 4 fresh Goodyear tires and 2 cans of Sunoco Racing fuel for Terry Hughes Jr. Neil Rutt III trying to hold on to the race lead here from Union Beach, New Jersey. Has he done what's necessary? We have to keep calculating it out. His crew chief is telling him to back it down just a little bit here. We're going to cut it close on gas. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got about 30 laps to go on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Ty Robertson is right there on the back bumper. John Michael Bryant in this number 23 Toyota Supra has gotten around Everett Larson. Everett Larson sagged off there as we've seen underneath the fast and loud, and he is starting to put together some burner laps right now. Ty Robertson may be in trouble if Everett Larson could ever manage his way around the boogeyman, your mom's favorite driver, as they work their way through turns 1 and 2 at the Rock. John Michael Bryant can't get the pass down there on the bottom side. That'll open it up for Everett Larson, just what we were looking for. But John Michael Bryant looking to get the gas down. Shut the air off to the number 01 of Everett Larson, Sean Williams. We're riding along with him earlier. He's just been cooking it back here. Watching these two guys absolutely throw haymakers at one another. John Michael Bryant has moved up the racetrack from the 14-year-old of Everett Larson. They almost make contact off the exit of turn 2. And look at this, Neil Rutt III pulling away from Ty Robertson here with 29, now 28 laps to go on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. John Michael Bryant will not be denied from Everett Larson. Sean Williams has joined the battle. Speaking of battle, we'll bring up our final battle cam here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel as these three guys just can't seem to shake each other. Battle for the third place spot here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Jerry Powers bringing it down onto pit road. He is trying to service this number 99 Zen machine. He's asking for 4 fresh Goodyear tires, 1 can of Sunoco Racing fuel for a little bit of weight on the back end. They pull into their second pit box, on pit road. So it's going to be 4 fresh Goodyear tires and 2 cans of Sunoco Racing fuel for the number 99 Chevy Camaro of Jerry Powers. Neil Rutt III will pass by with Ty Robertson this time around and lap Jerry Powers as he's on the pit road. Will the pit stop and tire strategy be enough to bring it here as the battle box is back on here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for the third place spot as Everett Larson has gotten around John Michael Bryant and Sean Williams. Settling at the middle side of the racetrack, Sean Williams able to get the gas down. He'll work around the boogeyman. John Michael Bryant starting to bleed backwards here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel's Rocking 120 back down into turns 1 and 2. John Michael Bryant complaining of a tight condition as they work off the exit of turn 2. Everett Larson and him will continue to battle it out. We'll throw it back up here to the main broadcast as Sean Williams sails up the racetrack. He'll miss the entry of turn 1. It'll put him in the outside wall. Big damage to the number 25 Halloween machine of Sean Williams from East Windsor. Down on the bottom side of the racetrack goes the number 10 of Cameron Sands from Blue Ridge, South Carolina. Cameron Sands says this car is absolutely tight, but his guys forcing him to stay out on the racetrack. Cameron Sands down 21 laps, but if he says we'll stay out here on the racetrack, Cameron Sands was able to pick up 3 spots over Nicholas Maynard, James Fountain, and Corey Tesner, who currently run out of the race right now. The number 10 machine, AC Racing 10, will pull into his box. It's going to be 4 fresh Goodyear tires and 2 cans of Sunoco Racing fuel for the AC Racing Chevy Camaro. 23 laps remain here on the Rocking 120, and we'll keep rocking them here. That's 23 miles for the number 66 Boardwick Camaro of Neil Rutt III from Union Beach, New Jersey, making the trip down here tonight to Rockingham, North Carolina, trying to go to victory lane, trying to pick up his first win ever here in the Madness Racing League, especially here in the Xfinity Series, the longest running tenured here for the Madness Racing League. Ty Robertson trying to make it come together here. He won an Xfinity race at the Auto Club Speedway Season 2 playoff race regular season finale, I believe that's what that was. Ty Robertson definitely knows how to get around here. Everett Larson has gone around the boogeyman of John Michael Bryan and Sean Williams and has set sail here for this third place spot. He has put about a 3, 4, 5, 6 car length gap lead in between him and the Moza number 25 of Sean Williams. John Michael Bryan trying to run down the Blake Hochschild paint house machine of Blake Hochschild. Blake Hochschild just trying to have a decent run here. They battle door to door, 2 Toyota Supras in Thunder Alley's turn 3. So as they run right now, 4 bow ties round out the top 5, followed by John Michael Bryant's Toyota Supra as he works around Blake Hochschild, who's already scheduled a 1 lap down. So Blake Hochschild got some work to do here on the long run, and 20 laps to go. Who's going to be able to do what, when, where, why, and how when these guys have the cycle going on? Neil Rutt III has caught the lap traffic car of Terry Hughes Jr., who has been a gem all day long of getting out of the way for these full-time guys. Terry Hughes Jr. back in action here tonight. John, your mom's favorite driver might be John, but your wife is Terry Hughes Jr. Ladies and gentlemen, Terry is just not having the night that he was looking for here tonight. Terry Hughes continues to send out his little brother Terry Hughes Jr. continues to send out his little brother Trent Hughes weekly here for 81XI Racing to try to continue to run the charter program here that he continues to operate out of his dorm barracks base, and he's on base. He is a U.S. Navy veteran. Gladly appreciate Terry Hughes Jr. and his services. Here comes the number 16, of Blake Hochschild down on the pit road to service his Toyota Supra. 4 fresh Goodyear tires and a can of Sunoco Racing fuel. Just trying to get it to the end here is Neil Rutt III, the race leader, heads off the exit of turns 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway here at Thunder Alley. This is going to be the battle for the race lead and possibly the race win. Will Neil Rutt III try to run it here on the long run? We've seen him go underneath the caution flag previously for the kid of Nicholas Maynard, who was the former race leader, stuck down there on pit road now. Speaking of stuck, he had a stuck throttle, put him in the outside wall, and shipped him down the bottom side of the racetrack. Thank gosh, Nicholas Maynard was able to climb out of the race car and take the trip to the infield care center. Ladies and gentlemen, here comes Chase Johnson down on the pit road. Chase Johnson beginning tonight's race in a backup car. This number 24 is his backup machine, out the back hauler of James Fountain. So that's why you see 2 24s out on the out on the racetrack for Chase Johnson Racing. Chase Johnson Racing will overstep the entry of turn 1 earlier in the practice session and trash his main car. He had to switch over to the backup here tonight in Rockingham. He's got the 4th pit box on pit road, and his CJR STI Johnson guys will hop the wall to be 4 fresh Goodyear tires and a can of Sunoco Racing fuel for Chase Johnson, hoping that 14 laps to go is enough to get you back around and through the cycle, back on the lead lap, and hopefully back out front for the race lead if you have a chance. That's what Blake Hochschild's doing as he's working his way back around Neil Rutt III as he's really become a traffic jam for the race lead. Ty Robertson's opened up the door for Neil Rutt. 14 laps to go here at the Rock, and they come across the front straightaway, and it's anybody's ball game as Blake Hochschild in the number 16 Toyota Supra, 2 laps down, through the pit cycle. On fresh 4 Goodyear tires, Neil Rutt III gets big loose as Ty Robertson packs some air into the left rear quarter panel of the Boardwick Xfinity car. Contact's made at the exit of turn 4 across the front stretch here at the Rock. Down Thunder Alley here with 12 laps to go in the Rocking 120 live here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Neil Rutt III and Ty Robertson door to door for the race lead in the Rockin 120. And we are rocking things for sure. We are gladly appreciative of all 9 of you who have stuck around here for the full race here tonight in Rockingham. Cameron Sands looking to shove it 3 wide up the middle. The lap car will think better of it. He'll pull out from these guys, reaching for the race lead. Cameron Sands not sparing these guys an inch. He wants it all. We'll throw it up there to Billy, the blimp driver. 4,000 feet above the racetrack, throwing back Budweiser's all race long, but he's giving us the best shots. Here comes Chase Johnson. He'll give contact to the back bumper of Ty Robertson. Cameron Sands will get it down. We got contact over here to turn 1 and 2. But everybody's able to hold on to it. Chase Johnson on 4 fresh Goodyear tires in this backup car, trying to get back around the race leader, Neil Rutt. Can he clear himself out of 4? Yes, he can. Chase Johnson will unlap himself. He's got 1 more time to come back around. He'll lose 2 laps through the cycle. Chase Johnson probably didn't have that one in his playbook. Neil Rutt III with the race lead over Ty Robertson. It's anybody's ball game. 9 miles remain here in the Rockin 120, live here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Neil Rutt III, never been to victory lane before. Does he have a chance here tonight? 8 miles to go here on the Rock. Everett Larson slowly dicing into the race lead. He just ran a 25.77 to the race leader, Neil's Rutt 25.88. So the lap traffic guys really shook things up there for the board. Wick number 66 riding on board with Neil Rutt III. See if you can't see Neil Rutt's hands in the turns 1 and 2. He's at one of the familiar lines. We got one in the fence up there. That's Chase Johnson on those brand new 4 Goodyear tires. Neil Rutt III having to lift big time there to be able to make the exit of turn 2, head down Thunder Alley. Neil Rutt III has 7 miles separating him in victory lane. Ty Robertson, if he's going to make a move, he's going to have to make it now. It's starting to shake down to one of those oh-so-good Rockingham finishes here on the Madness Racing League. Everett Larson, your 3rd place driver. Sean Williams, your 4th place driver, coming off the exit of turn 4. And then the boogeyman, John Michael Bryant, your top 5 driver. Ladies and gentlemen, Neil Rutt III down the back straightaway. They have Braden Rickenbog down on the bottom side. That's the lap traffic car. He'll work the inside of the Dr. Pepper number 9 machine. 5 laps to go here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, headed back to turn 1. Off the exit of turn 2, Neil Rutt III has the race lead over Ty Robertson. Braden Rickenbaugh, this lap traffic car not cutting Ty Robertson a break. Ty Robertson's up the racetrack. He'll slap the outside wall off the exit of turn 3 into turn 4. Heading across the line this time around, Neil Rutt III trying to hold on here on the long run. Everybody, if you didn't go pit on the caution flag for the race leader, former race leader Nicholas Maynard, you've done it all wrong. Everett Larson had to sit back and earn this one. He scooted his way up into the 3rd place spot, still about 3/10 faster, than the race leader Neil Rutt III. We'll see how things shake out here. 3 laps to go on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Everett Larson ever so slightly cutting into the back half of the race leader with 3 laps remaining. Does Everett Larson have enough in this Stacking Pennies podcast Chevy Camaro to run down Neil Rutt III as Travo Wall, the lap traffic guy, will get out of the way? It's going to be 2 laps to go this time around on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. If Ty Robertson's going to make a move, he's going to have to charge and make it now. Both of these guys take it to the boards through turns 1 and 2 down Thunder Alley with 2 miles remaining here on the Rockingham Speedway. Neil Rutt III looking for a chance. Ty Robertson will slap the outside wall, and that'll help Neil Rutt. He'll see the white flag this time around on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, presented by AFLglobal.com. Neil Rutt III will work his way to the boards in 1 and 2. Off the exit of turn 2 down on the bottom side, heading down Thunder Alley for the final time here tonight. Neil Rutt III will take it to the top side of the racetrack through 3 and 4. Ty Robertson won't get a chance at it tonight. Neil Rutt III will come off the exit of turns 3 and 4, and he will win tonight's race at the Rockingham Speedway. Jerry Powers, Sean Williams, and it looked like going to be a three-way battle across the line there on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Give it to Blake Chase Johnson over those guys. But ladies and gentlemen, Neil Rutt III from Union Beach, New Jersey runs it long right there and holds on to the race lead. He'll win the Rockin' 120 here tonight for the Madness Racing League Season 3, race number 2. Neil Rutt III will bring it down here on the front stretch in front of the fans in this Boardwick number 66 machine. Ladies and gentlemen, we are so glad you stuck around up to this point. Neil Rutt III, a modified driver, not much of a burnout kind of guy, so we'll see what he'll do here for you fans. Looks like he'll park it on down here on the victory lane. And we'll be back in just a moment where Neil Rutt III has just held on here for his first Madness Racing League Xfinity Series win here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll be back in just a moment. Make sure you kick it right here. We'll be about a minute and a half, 2 minutes. We'll be back with your race winner, Neil Rutt, for the Rockin' 120.
I've never slept so sound, so silent, with images of broken dreams and broken things, and I ask of you now, is please do not forget me, and please do not regret me. I never meant to lie. Going back to the beginning, I never thought I'd make it out alive.
Welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. This is the Rockin' 120 live here from the Rockingham Speedway. We are down here in Victory Lane where looks like Neil Rutt III, the real deal, has proved his name here tonight in this Boardwick Race Engines number 66 machine. He will make the trip all the way down from New Jersey here tonight to Rockingham, one of his favorite racetracks. And looks like he will bring home the trophy. Ladies and gentlemen, looks like we do have a pit reporter down there with the number 66. Let's see what he has to say. Go ahead.
Way in Rockingham, North Carolina, where Neil Rutt and his Boardwick number 66 Xfinity Chevy Camaro is in victory lane. The 66 of Neil Rutt hops out of the race car. Neil, kind of walk us through your race here tonight at Rockingham. Didn't have the start that you were looking for in qualifying. P6 is where you'll begin tonight on the grid. You're able to cycle way up to the front here. Not sure what you had planned, but started throwing that Kyle Petty line, going up to the top side of the racetrack, coming back down to kind of walk us through your Boardwick team and how they got you here to victory lane.
Yeah, obviously big thanks to Boardwick Race Engines building us a pretty stout Chevy Camaro piece tonight. I'm not usually the best here. I'm definitely not a good qualifier when it comes to Xfinity cars and stuff like that. But the team, helped us out big here tonight and went on a nice tire saving mode towards the end, running the big arc, exit low, fighting it towards the end. Can't wait to see how much tread's left on these bad boys. But it was a good night. Great racing there with Ty. We getting a little sketchy there at the end with all the lap cars, but we both ran hard and tight. It was fun racing with him. Can't wait to come back for Talladega and hopefully come back in one piece.
And that's the number 66 race winner here tonight in Rockingham, Neil Rutt III, to pick up his first victory ever here in the Madness Racing League. Let's go down here to the number 9 runner-up finisher, Ty Robertson. Ty, kind of walk me through this one. Sitting up here in the booth watching the TV cam, looks like lap traffic may have burned you right there, and things kind of got discombobulated off of turn 2. So just kind of walk us through this Dr. Pepper machine. It had a ton of speed in it here tonight, and you'll win the pole as well. So just kind of walk us through your night.
Yeah, before I say anything about myself, I want to give a shout out to my teammates, the whole Fury Cam team up here in the top 5. It's a hell of a showing for us up here. But, my car was great all night. It was actually really good on the long run. I just couldn't figure out the top very good most of the race, so I was struggling up there. But, yeah, that was a lot of fun racing with Neil with the 10 cent 3 wide on me at one point, and that kind of killed all my momentum. And that kind of took my shot away because I used up my tires trying to get to me. But, yeah, I appreciate Dr. Pepper sponsoring the car tonight, and great racing to everyone in the race. I'm surprised we stayed green for that long, honestly. But it was great racing to them, and see you next week, or 2 weeks from now at Talladega.
Ty Robertson brings home the P2 spot here tonight in his Dr. Pepper number 9 machine. We'll scoot down here to the third place runner-up, driver the number 01 Stacking Pennies podcast Chevy Camaro. That's the 14-year-old of Everett Larson. Everett, walk us through your race here tonight. P9 on the grid, and you'll drive all the way up here to the third place spot. After you made that second pit stop, kind of made an adjustment on the race car, you were flying up through the field, was able to come all the way back up here for a podium finish. Kind of walk us through it.
Yeah, man, I was honestly just kind of tire shaving the whole time. There after the first caution, I had started making my way from last up through the field, and I was right behind the 81 and 7 whenever they wrecked the first time right there. I honestly thought I was going to get taken out, and then I honestly thought I was not going to be able to get back up there because whenever I went to pit, I completely forgot that I had my spotter countdown thing off, so it didn't tell me where my pit box was, so I had to find it by myself. So I basically drove through the pits without stopping, and then had it pit again with 1 lap to go, and I barely made it there. And at the last cycle of tires, I probably should have stayed more closer to the 9 and 66 car. But other than that, I had a really good race and just good win to the 66.
And that's the 14-year-old, the 01 of Everett Larson in his SPP Chevy Camaro. He'll bring home the third place spot. We'll scoot down here to the top 5 finisher, driver the number 23 Gorilla Line Toyota Supra for FBM. That's John Michael Bryant. John, kind of walk us through your race here tonight. You'll gain 5 positions from where you started. You started in the 10th place spot, and you'll finish here in the top 5. Just kind of walk us through your night as the cycle kind of ran long there, and you decided to stay out on the racetrack.
Yeah, really good in practice. Kept qualifying. Just I don't know what it is about this team. We can't qualify with a crap. Was able to survive out there in turn 2, and then just ran it long. I knew you went 2 laps down and put on the green, so we were 7 laps to the good, give or take on gas. So we just ran it long and hoped for the best, and got a little better at saving the tire. You just can't do that. I think everybody, Gorilla Mine, Creekwater Whiskey, Road, J Money Cent, everything they put in, and we'll be back for Talladega.
John Michael Bryant looks to take on the high banks at Talladega 2 weeks from now. We'll shoot down here the number 16 Toyota Supra driver, Blake Hochschild. Blake, kind of walk us through your night here. 14th place in qualifying, not what you were looking for, but this Supra was able to drive back up here for a P8 finish. 2 laps down through the pit cycle as you decided to try to throw a Hail Mary there at the end. Kind of walk us through it.
Yeah, definitely not the night we were looking for coming into it. Tried to play a little strategy there on that last caution with Chase, staying out, trying to keep a set in the pits just in case we had a late race caution there at the end. Unfortunately, didn't get it. We will finish a couple laps down here in P8. Just hoping for a better week next time at Talladega.
That's the driver of the number 16, Blake Hochschild, as he continues to knock at victory lane here in the Madness Racing League. He'll be finishing closely up to the front 2 weeks from now at Talladega for sure. Let's go down here to the 12th place finisher, driver of the number 10, Cameron Sands. Cameron, kind of walk us through your race here tonight as well. As you didn't have the speed that you were looking for, started 15th on the grid, but you were able to scoot up 3 spots. As you were working your way through the lap traffic there, was able to get some speed there on the back half.
Yeah, definitely not a night that we did good on. Not a way I want to represent AC Racing, but we did okay tonight. At least we finished the race this time after getting wrecked in Las Vegas. It was a big bummer, but came back and actually finishing our race felt good. 24 laps down is not great for us. Going into 1 and 2, I was getting squirrely, hitting the wall. Tires were gone by 10 laps in, 15 laps in, so it was very hard to keep the car on track. Car was definitely not working to my advantage either, but definitely want to shout out to AC Racing, shout out to Neil, Ty, and Everett for 1, 2, and 3 placing, and I'm ready to get it back at Talladega.
That's the number 10 of Cameron Sands. He has an excellent day here tonight. Still out on the racetrack to grab some much-needed points as everybody falls out of the race that wrecked their car. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll scoot down here to the 13th place finisher, driver the number 02, Nicholas Maynard. Nick, kind of walk us through your night here tonight at Rockingham in the race lead, and you're in the outside wall. Next thing you know, you're off the racetrack into the garage. Just kind of explain yourself. Yeah, I'm not sure what was going on here. Well, I would definitely have a call with Toyota come Monday morning. Just couldn't handle myself going into turn 3 and 4 there. And gassed up wide open, and then immediately it just ignited in the cockpit. And I couldn't stand to sit there and burn up. So try to get up out of the race car as quick as I could. I just couldn't thank everybody else enough. That driver the number 02 here. I mean, working on this car week in and week out. To go out from the race lead like that sucks pretty bad, especially here at Rockingham. But we'll move on 2 weeks from now at Talladega. Hopefully we'll pick up the win there. We got the last Super Speedway win here in the Xfinity Series. Have blast here tonight. That's the driver of the number 02, Nicholas Maynard. As we'll throw it back up to the booth here, as we've had an eventful night here tonight at the Rockingham Speedway, where Neil Rutt III wins his first Madness Racing League win.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'll bring the music back up here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for all of us here, as it looks like we have just rounded up our final driver interview of tonight. Here are the final results. We'll get to all that in just a moment, and we'll be back in just a second. Looks like we'll have a couple more guys exit out of the infield care center after a couple guys made some contact at the end of the race. We'll have it all right here for you. Just a moment. Stick around. Welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for the conclusion of the post-race show here tonight for the Madness Racing League Xfinity Series Season 3, race number 2. It was a battle here tonight at the Rock in Rockingham, North Carolina. Can't talk about it enough. We appreciate every single one of you guys tuning in here tonight and making it what it was as guys slowly pack out the grandstands here. People continue to probably head out to the fan zone. Look at this guy right here. He is absolutely sauce. I'm going to remind you guys, we are not responsible for your DUIs, ladies and gentlemen. 92 degrees out here. That guy is absolutely burnt up with sunburn, ladies and gentlemen. Here were the practice results here tonight. We'll go through everything one by one. Saw the boogeyman, John Michael Bryant. We give love where it needs to be shown. John Michael Bryant, fastest in practice. That Toyota Supra damn sure showed it in the main run. Ladies and gentlemen, the pole here tonight went to the number 9 of Ty Robertson from Coleman, Alabama, and his Dr. Pepper Chevy Camaro, and he was bad fast there, contending for the race lead at the end. And the final results here tonight from the Rockingham Speedway for the Rockin 120 saw Neil Rutt III win his first Madness Racing League race here for the Xfinity Series, and he got it in Season 3, race number 2. The real deal strikes here in Rockingham. Ty Robertson was oh so close there, just couldn't pop the lid off of that soda top, if you know what I mean, to get the win at the end. The Fury Cam Racing number 9 slaps the outside wall in the closing laps and allows Neil the real deal Rutt to pull away. Everett Larson, discipline is all we can talk about with the SPP number 01. He backed it up off of the number 23 of John Michael Bryant, caught him about 20 laps later. Classic Rockingham tonight for Everett Larson. Sean Williams had that thing rocking around here tonight in North Carolina. Comes all the way from East Windsor. The number 25 Spooky Halloween Chevy Camaro will score the 4th place spot. The Boogeyman, your mom's favorite driver, bringing home a P5 spot. He'll sneak out another one here. The John Michael Bryant continues the top 5 streak on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Jerry Powers gets loose off the exit of turn 2 about 30 laps into tonight's event. Collects about 2 or 3 other drivers. That was the only other big wreck we had down Thunder Alley off the exit of turn 2. And Jerry Powers gained some significant damage here after signing his brand new sponsorship with Zen and debuting the new 99 paint scheme here tonight. Chase Johnson from Greer, South Carolina, didn't have the race that he was quite looking for. Wrecked his race car in practice. Had to go grab the number 24 of James Fountain's backup machine because Chase Johnson owns Chase Johnson Racing. Peep the name of the race team. Had to go grab the backup car out of the trailer. Wasn't enough for him tonight. Had to work on it. He'll finish the lap down there after taking the Hail Mary. 7th place here tonight for Chase Johnson. Play Child continues to move and groove through the field. That is no pun intended. He will move up 16 spots from where he started. 6 spots, from where he started tonight for the 16 Toyota Supra from Tempe, Arizona. Braden Rickenbaugh brings home a top 10 here tonight for AM Racing in that number 24 Milwaukee Chevy Camaro. Big props here tonight from the Greenville, South Carolina driver of Braden Rickenbaugh. Terry Hughes Jr. back in action here tonight in the 81XI Racing Ford Mustang. Finished 12 laps down, but that is just half of the disaster here tonight for the number 81 of Terry Hughes Jr. That bull on the side isn't a Red Bull. That is somebody that is bull rammed right into the side of that number 81, and he's going to have a ton of damage coming to the front door of that 81XI Racing team shop. Trevor Wall able to almost scorch out a top 10 here tonight. He'll finish 16 laps down for Pelzer, South Carolina. Talked to Trevor Wall in the garage area. He told me just cannot wait to get to Talladega as Trevor Wall owns the last 2 Super Speedway poles here in the Madness Racing League. Cameron Sands has a decent night here tonight from Blue Ridge, South Carolina. It wasn't quite what he was looking for. The AC Racing number 10 finishes 24 laps down. But consistency, his staying out on the racetrack, will allow him to pick up 3 spots over the next 3 contestants. Nicholas Maynard has a cockpit fire happen as the race leader as the throttle hangs into turn 1 and 2. Nicholas Maynard had to chastain that thing around there, get out of that race car quick and fast before he burned up. Just a horrible day here tonight for the FBM number 02 Toyota Supra. He'll grab the 13th place spot here tonight. James Fountain collected in that wreck on the back straightaway off the exit of turn 2 down Thunder Alley. That included Jerry Powers and the next contestant in Corey Tesner. Chase Johnson Racing will finish out the final 14th and 15th place spots here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, that'll do it for us here on the Rockingham Speedways for the Madness Racing League Season 3, race number 2. Ladies and gentlemen, it was hot as hell here tonight at the Rock. Ladies and gentlemen, I also want to bring up this before I forget about it, the remaining schedule. Headed to Talladega 2 weeks from now, and it is going to be a bad day to be a beer when we get to Alabama. I promise you that. Make sure you're getting there early. I'm seeing the track passes are already sold out, and so as the Fan Fest. John Michael Bryant will be out in the fan zone at 1 p.m. signing autographs for all of you fans, as well as Jerry Powers and Blake Koschchild. They'll have a driver appearance meeting at 2:30 before the green flag. Ladies and gentlemen, as we continue to wrap up here tonight at the Rockingham Speedway, we'll head on over to the Roval 2 weeks after that for 30 laps around the brand new layout here on the Madness Racing League's iRacing platform. And without you guys, ladies and gentlemen, we would not be able to do anything. So gladly appreciate you tuning in here tonight. Check us out. Going to be Wednesday night for the Madness Racing League Next Gen Cup Series playoff race number 2, live from the Phoenix International Raceway, and it is going to be a banger underneath the lights. This has been the Rockingham Speedway. This has been the Rockin' 120, and I'm glad that you chose us to rock it out with. We'll catch you Wednesday night.